Rebus forever here. I'm going to take a look at Hunt Showdown. A battle royale game did what to an asymmetrical horror game? But then any multiplayer game is asymmetrical when I'm around. Hunt Showdown is not the sort of game I would expect to enjoy. I spent the first 40 minutes with the game trying to work out how to deploy my mobile construction vehicle and put my units into groups I could select via numerical hotkeys. This was before realizing there was no quick group selection or construction vehicle. There aren't even any units. What witchcraft is this? It's been a while since I've tried a multiplayer game.
Hey, hello, dude. What's up?
Or an FPS style game for that matter, with me sticking to games of late that feel cozy and familiar like an old cardigan. Though actually, I don't own a cardigan. Where did this cardigan come from? Hunt Showdown came into my recommended games list amid a mass of strategy games, and with me needing to complete a 1-minute-ish review for Battlefield Gothic 2. Yet I have decided to say a few words about this, as it's not nasty. Hunt Showdown is brought to us by the same team behind Crysis, and let us be clear, it shows. The game looks lovely despite also looking grim and miserable. I can't deny a bit of a leaning towards grim and miserable, so assuming you're fine with everything being a bit brown, kudos to the devs on aesthetics. Pats on the face all round, albeit mournful and joyless pats, if at all possible. With the game still in early access, I assume this is well short of its final form, but it's already looking great with minimal performance issues for me, aside from my own performance as a player. Even now at level 10 and getting killed right in my face by level 100 folks, I am still having a blast. The game features 2 modes currently, the sideshow for solo play, involving closing mini rifts and then something to do with another thing in the sky, unless someone kills the person who's done the thing already. I don't know. I've played a bunch of it and I still find it a bit confusing. This mode uses cookie cutter player characters with very limited customization, keeping everything nice and balanced, in theory. Of course, it doesn't do anything against much more experienced players shooting you in the face as a less experienced player, but I assume with a bigger player base, that sort of issue will be resolved closer to launch. Consider this your practice mode. The main tent feature is a mode allowing co-op teams of up to 2, or you can go solo for the mightiest amongst you, or else those like me who worry about being a deadweight around some stranger's neck. So far all the randoms I've played with have been charming enough. If this will last, as the game reaches completion and gains more players, who can say? The last game I played online was PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds, and the community on that is pretty awful, like a burning trash fire. My experience of that community was not positive, so perhaps I'm just biased. But anyway, kudos to the players I've played with so far. Don't be intimidated about jumping into co-op. The focus in the main mode is collecting bounties on particularly ill-behaved monsters. Currently at my tier I'm seeing a literally pig-headed butcher character and a rather large and no less cross spider. Both of the antagonists provide a reasonable level of threat, and I am certain there are even more monsters once you get to a higher tier, or else will be more as we approach release. Most of the threats in the game can be avoided, assuming you are prepared to take less direct routes and avoid making too much noise. Carelessly running through broken glass or shooting your gun off like an idiot
Oublié, ça c'est toi qui ressort à la maison. Fais comment? Why you shoot, dude?
will alert the numerous AI enemies, ranging from zombie dogs all the way through to a few other types of zombie, to your position. The real threat at all times though really are the ducks. No creature in this game will do anything more horrific to you than ducks do to one another, and in this game they will betray you to the zombies in a flash. Don't trust the ducks. Noise is a currency you should spend wisely if you intend to make your home out on the range, as it is not only the AI opponents that might be alerted to your presence. Wily teams of level 100 snipers are roaming the prairie, also with grave intent. Keep your head down and stick to melee where possible. Once you've banished your target and collected its bounty, you have to exit the map. So long as no other teams kill you and steal the bounty, congratulations. You just won your first game of Hunt Showdown. Well done. It isn't the game mode that feels borrowed from Dead by Daylight, nor the zombies borrowed from everything, nor the battle royale-esque elements borrowed from last year's biggest craze that makes this game fun for me, nor the fantastic graphics, atmosphere, nor the actually fun use of stealth. It certainly isn't the repeatedly getting shot in the face by strangers, nor the awful loading and waiting times between games. It isn't any one of the single things that I just listed that make this game fun and tense for me. In fact, so far it is difficult for me to put my finger on exactly why this works for me, where Dead by Daylight or PlayerUnknown struck me as easily forgettable. But so far everything is good. Nothing unique individually, just a cracking good mix of things seen elsewhere. We could do with more maps, more baddies, less time waiting for players, and way less time loading. But this is a game I will be checking back on between village sims and games featuring spaceships. If you've been put off of Hunt Showdown because you really don't dig the games Hunt Showdown seems to be inspired by, you might want to reconsider. I only grabbed this to force myself to try a different pace of a game than my norm, and I am enjoying myself a fair bit. If you like the games Hunt is clearly a nod to, then you will probably like this also. So until the game adds loot boxes and pay-to-win elements, or gets abandoned effectively by the devs because it fails to live up to expected sales, despite the game being launched light on features and factions, and then forcing me to reconsider my position at a later date. Oh wait, what are we talking about? Hunt Showdown. Oh yeah, so far it looks a bit alright. Maybe give it a try.